All right, we are going to press play on the Evil Dead 2013 remake Blu-ray menu in 3, 2, 1, play. So, hey, welcome to the Prison Wallets. This is our love story to movies / podcast where two guys talk about shit. So, we're going to do a commentary track for the Evil Dead remake. I'm Keith, and this is Ray.
Ray.
So this movie was this was when piracy really bit me in the ass. Is when it first came out. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I was just living in this apartment with some dudes, and we just downloaded it, and we're like, sweet, we'll watch the Evil Dead remake. And they got us, you know, we're pretty savvy nerds. My roommate is like a fucking IT guy or whatever back in the day, but we still downloaded one of the like fake downloads that didn't work right.
I did the same thing, actually. I didn't buy this when it first came out because for some reason it was really, really expensive on Blu-ray. So I downloaded it. I was like, fuck it, I want to watch it, I'm gonna download it. So I downloaded it. You make it about, I'm going to say 20, 25 minutes in, and then all of a sudden this stupid fucking Synavia thing comes up and there's no more audio.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me too. Exactly the same thing. So I assume that doesn't seem to happen that much anymore, right? That's the last time I ever bumped into that, so I don't know.
No, it happened a whole bunch of times for me with different movies.
And yeah, well, they got me on that one. And like sometimes like piracy, I mean, I'm actually kind of a fan of piracy. Like there's even times like, I remember back when the first Pirates of the Caribbean came out, I downloaded, and back then, you know, downloads were really bad quality, and it was like a theater rip, you know, like someone sitting in the theater, all that shit. And I watched like half an hour of it, and I was like, fuck this rules, I'm gonna go watch it. I literally went to the theater and watched that movie because I downloaded it. So, you know, piracy's not always bad.
I used to only pirate things that I've already spent money on more often than not.
Yeah, I do that, and definitely I don't hesitate.
Because I don't feel bad about it. You know, I've already pumped in a bunch of money, so whatever.
But it definitely fucked me in this case because I just never got around to watching this movie. And that's another one of the benefits to this podcast is I finally get around to fucking doing this shit. And it turns out I love it. This is a great movie. So
Agreed.
All these years I could have known that, and I didn't because of my dirty piracy.
So the opening of this movie is pretty wild. Like, I mean, you don't know what's going on. Girl in the woods, all of a sudden, she's running away from something, and then you see these two hicks, like, put a bag over her head, then smash her in the face with the butt of a shotgun, and then she's tied to a post.
I do wonder sometimes, too, with all these remakes, where, you know, obviously we know the originals, we know the source material of all this stuff, but, I mean, I think most people go into the theater to see movies are probably just like teens on the weekend and shit and whatever. There's probably like a ton of people who saw this in the theater because it did well, it made a lot of money, who never saw the original and didn't really know what was going on. And I mean, I think they must have been shocked by this movie because even though remakes are getting more and more brutal and more harsh as time goes on, you know, we did our top 10 remakes episode and we were talking about how around the time of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hills Have Eyes, things were getting pretty crazy. But this movie is twice as crazy as that. This movie is fucking nuts.
You know? This is one of those really great sort of surprises because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of a lot of these remakes. Like, a lot of them, they turn out really well. Texas Chainsaw, which we're going to cover, this one, The Hills Have Eyes, like, all these remakes are done so well. Like, they're brought up to date, basically, because now the technology and the special effects are at a point where they look great.
This scene too, actually, I had seen this scene because it just an earlier episode of this podcast, like for the YouTube versions, I always put up video. So it was just one of our general topic ones where we were just talking about shit. So I just needed visuals to put up on the YouTube video. So I found a compilation somebody made of like my top 50 scariest horror movie scenes or whatever. And this was one of the scenes. So I didn't know where it was from though. I just saw it in that compilation.
This is a great scene too. Like, the dad just got done pouring like what's probably kerosene or lamp fluid all over this woman who is his daughter, and he's lighting the match, and then all of a sudden she's like, "I'll fucking eat your soul," you know.
There it is. I'll rip your soul. Yeah, it's such a good way to kind of kick things off. Just to kick it off with this, nice insane shit happening, because like the original Evil Dead really did just start with a bunch of kids in Michigan shirts driving in the woods, and you know, it was like just the standard slow movie opening.
There was no backstory.
Yeah. So this is just kind of a nice little introduction to like, here's what happens when you're possessed by a demon. You got to set your own
You get this other fucking weird looking.
Mongoloid.
Well, it looks like the same sort of thing might have happened. Like he had been burned up to get out some demon or something, right? But lived.
I like that too, that the dad is like, fuck this. He actually does light his kid on fire and blow her head off. He's like, when demons are afoot, if you started, your eyes turned all yellow and you started screaming crazy shit at me, I don't think I would spend a lot of time being like, no, Ray, we'll bring you back. It'll be fine. Especially if you happen to have weapons around here. I think I would probably blow your head off.
I got some sweet nunchucks. Yeah, so you can nunchuck the shit out of me.
You don't see that nearly often enough. Nunchucks versus demons. Yeah, and then now we're into basically where the original started.
Nunchucks versus demons.
So, this movie, we just watched before this, because I looked this dude up. What's his name? Fede Alvarez?
Fede Alvarez.
So this was his first movie, and he did a movie after this called Don't Breathe.
It was so good.
That's what I heard. Everything I read was like, this movie's good, but his next one is even better type of shit.
It's not. I don't think it's better.
Right.
It's really, really, really good, though.
I assume with a name like Don't Breathe, it's probably a very different style. It's probably not just buckets of blood.
Have you not seen that movie at all?
I don't know. I haven't even seen this one until now.
So it's about these kids that hear that this rich dude who's blind, he's got all this money in his house, and they're going to fucking go rob him. Right. And they go into his house, but it turns out he's also a serial killer. He's blind, but he's a serial killer. Okay. And he's like imprisoning women so he can try and impregnate them, and so he's got a family again or whatever.
Nice.
And he can get around his home no problem with the lights out, so he just shuts the power. It's all locked down, and he's hunting them and very successfully killing them.
That's a good idea.
It's really good.
Yeah, definitely got to watch it, because it's always weird to try to get, like, internet opinion about stuff. It's so weird because it's always both sides, and extreme on both sides. There's always everyone hates something, everyone loves something, and you got to try to figure out the actual in the middle. But from what I could gather with this movie, the initial reception was really good, and then later on it got a little bit of backlash because it's I don't know, because it's a remake or whatever. But that's what I heard about Don't Breathe, is that this guy, he really kind of cemented himself by making his own movie after this that wasn't a remake. Because as much as I love this, like, we'll get into it, I guess, but the original versus this, the main difference is just that it was like so hard to make the original, whereas this is just a remake. If you can just talk a Hollywood studio into giving you $100 million or some shit, you just make a movie. It's not a big problem.
Well, I mean, they also, Fede Alvarez and company also went the route of, having producers like Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi,
Yeah, they weren't, it's not one of those cases where it's like against the original people's wishes or something. Like, they definitely were all working in collaboration to make this.
And it really worked out, because this is a slick, gritty, dirty horror movie. It's really good.
And it really is just the feeling of this movie. It's like, because there's so many times when a movie just kind of drags and it's just a little boring. And, we've all seen it a million times before. Where this movie, I was surprised, this opening is a little slow. But once it gets going, it really does just take it that little step further that you're just like, this is crazy. What the fuck? And in a way that the original kind of couldn't pull off, because the original was made for $1.
Well, and the thing that I like about this as well is there's no Ash.
Right.
There's no Ash.
I was surprised by that. I mean, that's one thing I definitely, it just seems like such a gimme, because Ash is such a neutral name. If anything, it's more of a female name. I was like, how come they didn't name the girl Ashley? It's so weird to me.
But my understanding is that they're going to continue on with new Evil Dead projects without Ash, because Bruce Campbell is Ash.
Right. Well, also...
but there's no reason why Evil and the Evil Dead can't happen in different stories without that one character.
Well, another thing too, I just read yesterday when I was looking up about this, that where it makes more sense that there's not a character named Ash, is that as far as they see this movie, it's really not a remake. This all happened in it's the same book as from the original Evil Dead movies, because you can't destroy it. You can light it on fire, but it doesn't matter. It's always around. So basically that shit happened, and now this shit's happening. It's like a weird echo. It's like the same sort of thing happening again, but it's really not a remake. This is actually more like the way Evil Dead 2 is like a remake and a sequel at the same time. This is
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like a remake and a sequel at the same time. It's just like,
I saw 2 before I saw 1.
yeah, me too.
And when I watched 1, I was like, I liked 1, and I still do. I mean, obviously, I'm a fan, but 2 was so slick in everything that it did that it made the clunkier first one sort of obsolete real quick,
Right.
in a way.
What's one thing I kind of realized about myself is because just to do my due diligence, I went back and rewatched part 1 again, and I realized like about myself that I really can't separate like how something is made from the just the final product. Like to me, the production is part of it because I think just on paper, I think this is better, but I can never like get out of my mind all the stuff about the first one that
have
impresses me
loyalty.
more. Yeah, or it was just like the story of the first one, like the actual story of the making of it, that Sam Raimi just like went around to like local dentists and stuff and raised money to try to make this weird horror movie. And then all the hardship they went through to make it, which was crazy hard because it was their first major movie, and they'd made little student films, and just how all the shit that happened with that. And then just kind of they got lucky that they hit at just the time that VHS and rental stuff was like they just needed to fill the shelves, and it was the perfect time for Evil Dead to come out, and it became this huge success. And I'm just like so impressed by that story, that they did that they had that kind of gumption. Like that to me is way more impressive than talking your way into the Hollywood system and talking some money men into letting you make a remake. Like I feel like I could do this. I could talk some rich guys into letting me make a remake of an old horror movie. I could not do what Sam Raimi did.
Or at least an old gay porno movie.
Yeah, well, that's where I would start. Like, oh, let's just start off with this, and then I'd make 50 gay porno. That'd be so weird, a remake of a gay porn. like when some people like us would be doing their
Anal
commentary.
Thrust, Part 4.
They're just like, it's way better than the original. And they're like, are you kidding? The original's a classic.
You don't even start with the first 3, you do Anal Thrust Part 4, the remake.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like that's where Evil Dead 1, like it's just so impressive to me. It's like climbing a mountain. It's just like who has that kind of belief in themselves to go raise the money to make this movie and all this stuff. Whereas any remake, not just this movie, any remake to me, it's like here's a metaphor. Sam Raimi was like the tightrope walker with no safety net, where these people all have safety nets. It's all big budget Hollywood shit. Like, how wrong can it go?
Right.
It's just not as impressive. So that's where it's hard to me in my mind to just forget about that. Forget about the production and just look at the movie. It's hard for me to do that. But if I do that, I think this movie is better.
I mean, I make no bones. If I've seen so many horror movies and have such a big collection. I've owned so many horror movies over the years that if I see a remake that is better than the original, I can't help but think that's better. It doesn't mean that I'm taking away from the original, because I still like the original. It's just that the remake, in some cases like this one, is brought up to date so well and so autonomous, because it's not like it's saying, this is Ash, this is, the other characters in the movie, and here's the same story rehashed again. This is sort of its own thing, which I really liked. And it's done in such a way that if you're not thinking about it, you don't even see it as an Evil Dead movie. You don't equate it as that. You're not thinking about the original while you're watching this, because this is so vastly different. I mean, there are similarities, like the basement door thing. You see Jane Levy's character, whose name I can't remember, Mia, and she's got her head peeping out, like what's Aunt Henrietta, in the originals. You have stuff like that, but short of that, and them being in a cabin, it's not the same sort of diagram or chain of events or whatever.
Yeah, and even just kind of the I don't know, in some ways I guess the intention is sort of similar in just like that this is just like crazy splatter gore fest, and I guess kind of the original was too. But the original was weird too, in that it wasn't even really blood most of the time. It was like weird green shit and yellow shit and whatever. And like it was sort of just trying to do a different thing. Where I guess like the original really kind of felt more like it was like probably had like a 13-page script. And they're like, let's just keep fucking around until we have a whole movie of stuff. Where this one kind of actually has a plot. So yeah, so this basic plot is that the chick is... they've taken her out to this cabin in the woods because she's got drug problems, and they're gonna. That's the dude's sister. There's a brother and sister here, and they're gonna finally try to get her to detox. And I like that setup because it is like when things start going crazy, it's like they just think it's her going crazy because she's like fucking coming off stuff, but she really is seeing things and things really are happening. And like that's a good setup. Yeah, so also there was a little scene earlier where that I didn't notice this till I read it later, but where they kind of pan up over an old car, and that's supposed to be like that famous Sam Raimi car that's in every Evil Dead movie and all the Spider-Mans. Well, this one actually technically isn't because Sam Raimi was filming another movie, so his car was on the other set. So yeah, because it was supposed to be a 73 and this one's a 74. You know, just some nerd shit that only somebody on IMDb trivia notices. But it's sort of, that's kind of supposed to be the tip-off that this is just sort of like...
Just a little bit different.
Yeah, but it is still kind of the same place. It's like maybe Ash's car has been sitting there this whole time, and like you can't destroy this cabin, you can't destroy this book. It's almost like The Ring or something. It's like this whole place is infused with this evil shit. So this is just going to keep happening type of stuff.
I love it when they go down into this basement and you've got all these chains hanging from the ceilings, and then they go in that room and it's like all these dead fucking cats, but quite clearly the post where that girl was immolated at the beginning of the movie by her own dad.
Right.
And then, you know, I mean, they're like, oh, this is burned up. Like, no shit, it's burned up.
So the other thing that this movie had a tough job of, but it pulled off, is that what year did Cabin in the Woods come out? Was this before or after?
Cabin in the Woods was, I think it was 2009 or 10.
Yeah, it's definitely like around the same time. And yeah, I definitely recommend that you see old Cabin in the Woods sometime, because it's obviously it's Joss Whedon, so it's good on that front. But it felt like Cabin in the Woods, like it like closed the book on this type of movie, because it was all about deconstructing this type of movie. You know, that's why it was called Cabin in the Woods, and it's like all the horror movie tropes, and it's like it is a horror movie, but at the same time it was almost like a weird comedy because everybody is aware of horror movies and how they work, almost like Scream or whatever. So this movie came out in an environment where Cabin in the Woods had already said like, all right, fuck Cabin in the Woods movies, like this is it, we're closing the book on these. And then this one came out, and it's like, no, we're not. Open the book back up.
I've started watching Cabin in the Woods several times and never, ever make it through it.
It's like weird at first because it's like too like clever for its own good, where they try to make all the characters turn into the archetypes from a horror movie. Like they like inject gas into the place to make people dumber. You know, so they'll act like the stereotypical teens from a teen movie. It's like at first it's kind of a lot to fucking digest. But
who the fuck uses an electric knife?
Yeah, that does feel like an 80s thing, right? Like maybe that's why. But yeah, once Cabin in the Woods gets going, it's insane. It's so good. Like it's as good as this, just in a different way. They're both like 10 out of 10s in what they're trying to do.
So they find the book, and this book is wrapped in like plastic and barbed wire. You'd think they would just, I don't know, leave it alone?
Yeah, so that is one thing I distinctly like better about the original. So they've got this guy who is, of course, the classic, you know, there's always that like third wheel type character in every horror movie who's not there with a date. He's just either a big fat party animal or kind of a nerd. Yeah, and so this guy's more the nerd guy, or sometimes just a stoner or whatever. This guy's more like the bookish nerd, so I guess that would help him care about.
And he just can't fucking help himself.
But it is a little contrived. I mean, maybe you could say it's like, I don't know, maybe the book is drawing him or whatever. But not only that he cuts the barbed wire off the book, he starts reading the book, but it just feels to me a little unlikely that he would read the book out loud at all, but that he would have the pronunciation proper enough to summon a demon. Where what they did in the original was it was this like professor of demonology who was studying the book and recording his findings.
Oh yeah, on the old tape sort of recorder.
Yeah, so that just made more sense to me because
reel to reel.
yeah, because that guy's gonna know how to say it. He's gonna pronounce it right. He's gonna be able to read the old words. Like, it just made a little more sense.
But this cocksucker opens this book, and quite clearly, you know, on some pages, it's like literally, it's saying like, "Do not read, leave this book alone." Like, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna read it."
This does remind me, though. I mean, this is a more severe example, but I do remember one time I found my aunt's diary. She used to live on the third floor of my parents' house, like that was like its own apartment. And years after she moved out, I found an old diary of hers, and on the first page was like, "Whoever finds this, it's my own personal thoughts, so don't read it." And I just remember thinking, like, "Bitch, you left it here," you know, as if I'm not gonna read it. So I didn't read that much of it though, because it was boring as fuck. It's just somebody's boring ass diary about their boring ass life. But not even
Look at
for
this fucking scumbag.
Oh, yeah. But not even for a moment did the "don't read this" make me think, oh, maybe I shouldn't read this. So I got to give him that. It's like, I'm definitely going to keep flipping through a book, even if there's bloody writing that says don't read it.
Everything that happens in this movie from this point on is 100% this guy's fucking fault.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we got to assume, right, that it is like the book is not possessed him or anything, nothing that strong, but it's just drawing him or something. Because this is the only part I do find this all a little... Like, I accept it just because it's the Evil Dead and this is what's supposed to happen. But if this was like an original movie, if this was the first time this had ever happened, I'd be like, this is not good writing. Why is this guy doing this?
I'm glad they didn't use the Klaatu Verata Nictu thing.
Oh, yeah, because that's just a joke now at this point. It's not
Right.
serious at all.
Like, they use totally different words, but, you know, this guy read them and immediately shit starts going down. Like...
While, yeah, again, this chick is puking because she's detoxing off fucking...
Like, she's got enough problems, and now this cocksucker fucking screws shit up totally.
So I was gonna say before too, we got distracted. That this was this guy's first movie, but yeah, when I was researching him, there's the Don't Breathe movie, and then before this, he did this YouTube short called Panic Attack. Ataki Panico or some shit from 2009, and apparently that's what kind of got him noticed, and that's how he started moving toward being able to be a film director. So we watched it just for the fuck of it, and it was interesting. It was good for 2009. It was just like a big, like Cloverfield type, all these big fucking robots and aliens
sort of things.
Yeah, they're just blowing up a city and stuff, and like, you know, it's kind of whatever. But what I think is interesting seeing that is it was full of CG in like 2009 YouTube CG. It was, you know, I mean, I guess it was good for back then, but I hate CG in general anyway. So it was just some weird CG shit. And it's weird that I didn't expect to see any CG, because that's one of the greatest things about this movie. Like, that's one of the big reasons why I can just easily say this is a great remake and like easily stands up with the original, is because it isn't a CG fest. Because that would have been so shit if like all the fake blood and stuff was CG blood. But what's cool about that too is I didn't really realize that until reading it on Wikipedia or whatever. But that's like a good thing. The fact that I didn't notice is a good thing, because if it was CG everywhere in this movie, I would have noticed and it would have sucked.
There is CG in this movie. I mean, it's quite apparent, but it's done so well and mixed so well with practical stuff that it's not noticeable.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. It's like the light touch or whatever of... they said apparently they used a lot... Like, my favorite way of using CG is just to take out the wires and stuff on your practical. So they did a lot of that, and they did some actual CG. But I guess the trick, too, which this is so genius, like, if I ever make a fucking horror movie, I gotta try to do this, is they filmed this movie, like, 90% of it in sequence, you know? Like, just shot the same way the story's gonna go. Which I guess like most movies don't do, just because of the logistics of, you know, like when do we have sets and when do we have actors, and it's just easier to film stuff out of order. But in this case, it was easier to film it in order because they used 100 fucking gallons of blood or whatever how many, and maybe it was 100,000. It was like it's an insane amount of fake blood they used in this movie. So by filming it in sequence, they didn't have to worry, because that's what they always say about CG, right? Is like they don't want to have to reset the set. It's like if we fuck up with the blood and then someone's got to clean up the blood for the next take and it's just not worth it, so they just do CG. So the idea with this is because they filmed in sequence, if they fuck up or they get blood everywhere, that's okay because they're at the point in the movie where there's already blood everywhere.
Right.
They are, and like that's so simple and so smart. Like I love that. They're like, so there's a little more blood. Good. Who cares? And I love that. The only other movie I've ever heard of that I'm sure there's a bunch, but the only one I know for sure that was filmed in sequence is The Breakfast Club. And in that case, it was like the emotional blood. Like they just wanted it to be easier for the actors to remember like at what point their friendship was at. So it was just easier to film it in order so they know at the start they're not friends, in the middle they're friends, at the end they're good friends. And I just love that. I think more people should do it.
I haven't watched The Breakfast Club in quite some time. I should give that a rewatch.
It does hold up. It's real good.
Yeah, John Hughes movies are always fucking good.
Speaking of remakes, I had an idea for a Breakfast Club remake. Like I want to do Breakfast Club, but like in an inner city school, and just like it could just like make everything a little more brutal, you know, make like Bender be like the thug dude who brings a gun to school, but whatever. That's a story for a different day. Plus, I mean, I'm a white dude, so it could be easily seen as racist. But hey, what can you do? I feel like I understand the plight of a black teen.
We are not a very PC podcast, though.
No, definitely not. I don't know.
The tree rape scene in this is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I was just gonna start bringing up shit about the original tree rape scene, but I don't know why bother. Like, don't want to get too deep into just talking about the original movie. But I guess I will just say that apparently the chick who got tree raped in the first one, like she didn't know that was gonna happen. Like one of the special effects or one of the post-production things they did was like that shot of the tree vine like going between her legs, and she's like, like when she saw the final movie, she's like, that tree raped me. I didn't realize we were going there, but all right. Whatever. And that was like the one thing Sam Raimi was like, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have done that in hindsight.
Whatever, it did well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is he's like, I didn't really know this movie was going to be this famous. Like I maybe wouldn't have put a tree rape in it if I really knew that.
Well, I remember that being a thing that was talked about when we were kids. Like, you know, any one of my peers that had seen this would bring up, you know, how scary that Evil Dead was, and you know the tree raped the lady.
Yeah, that's a weird thing too, of just trying to go back to those days of like, Jesus, that's pretty brutal. Just like the weird, yeah. So like obviously that thing must have been CG, the weird slimy thing that just tree raped her. Now it was like a slug rape in this one. Because yeah, that's what's weird too. So yeah, the original, it's so impressive that they pulled that off and that they filmed such a crazy movie. But I mean, like all the tree stuff was just like obviously shot in reverse, you know, and just dumb shit. So yeah, I watched this documentary about the original that had like Eli Roth and Edgar Wright and all these people talking about it. And yeah, they were talking about how scary it was. And that is kind of weird because like it's certainly not scary by today's standards, you know. It's like impressive, but it's weird to imagine that movie would really scare somebody. Like even as a kid, I saw Evil Dead 2 first, but I never thought of it as like scary. Even though that one is kind of more goofy or whatever. But I don't know, that's like, maybe that's a conversation we should have one of these days of just like, I don't really think there's that many movies that are scary. Like there's a lot of movies that are gross and crazy and fucked up, but I don't get scared that much.
Yeah, I don't get scared. I find though that there are some movies that'll make me nervous or unnerved. But there's definitely a difference between the fright and being unnerved or something like that.
Yeah, and it's not usually horror movies for me. Like I just watched recently The Impossible. It's this movie with this family that was in Thailand when a big tsunami hit, and it just like washes away everybody, and there's just dead bodies everywhere, and the family gets split up. So one half is just like this like 12-year-old kid and his mom, and she is fucked, you know, like she is just so fucked. She's almost dead. And like that is scarier to me than any horror movie of like imagining yourself being this 12-year-old kid and your mom's about to die. And what are you going to do about it? Like, that's scary. This type of shit, this isn't scary. This is fucking stupid. I mean, it's awesome, but I can't get scared by the demons in the woods, you know?
I always find the more frightening things are things that could actually happen.
Yeah. And the Evil Dead 2, the Evil Dead demon, I mean, that's one thing I like about it, but it's not fair, you know? Like, as far as like the rules, you know, it's like a famous thing in horror movies. It's like there's the rules and you're in trouble because you broke the rules. And if you had just known about the rules, you would have been okay. There's a bit of that at first where they shouldn't have read the stupid Necronomicon. But after that, the rules are out the fucking window. Like, you can't win, you're dead. It's just a matter of time until this insane Evil Dead nonsense fucking kills you.
Jane Levy is so great in this movie. Like, she is.
Is that her?
Yeah. Like, she's tremendous.
Yeah, I don't know any of the actors from this film. Oh, but that is one thing I'll bring up about this movie, because what movie were we watching where I started railing against people that don't speak English? Just like that movies by foreign directors and video games and everything, they're just, you can really tell. It's like, man, this is a problem. And this movie, you can feel it a little bit. At the start, there's a little bit of clunky dialogue and a little bit of stuff that, you know, I'm like, oh, yeah, this has got that, like, not an American guy that made this, because I assume he's Mexican, Fede Alvarez. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fair assumption.
But there's very little of that in this movie, and I was like a little surprised because that really isn't usually the case. Like, usually you can really feel the foreignness. And but then when I was like doing a little looking up about this movie, it turns out Diablo Cody, who wrote whatever Jennifer's Body and fucking Juno and shit, she did like a pass on the script to like rewrite shit to make it sound right. And I'm like, good, yeah, like good call. Like, I'm glad that they had the foresight to do that.
That's very interesting to me.
Yeah, she's like not credited, but apparently it's like, yeah, it's kind of known.
Have you seen Jennifer's Body?
No, I heard it was kind of like bad Ginger Snaps.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, and I kind of like her. You know, I like Juno and shit. I liked her book, was awesome. Where it's like a diary of when she was a stripper before she became a screenwriter.
Yeah, I didn't read that one yet.
Yeah, Candy Girl, I think it's called. It's really, really entertaining book. It's real good. But no, I didn't see Jennifer's Body because, like, I mean, I kind of like dumb shit like that. I probably would kind of like it, but just like whatever. I'll stick with Ginger Snaps.
You know what? I shouldn't say it's bad. I just think that, I don't know, the direction was off on it.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely one of those people too that's a little, you know, what's the word, divisive, just because she goes too far with the like dumb teen speak, and just like, you know, everyone has to be so clever and everyone has to like, nobody talks like a person. They all talk like Heathers, you know, like hyped up mall talk. But she seems like she did a pretty good job in this movie of just smoothing it out. Because yeah, I mean, it just as horribly culturally insensitive as it is, I really do stand by that if you didn't grow up speaking English, you really need help with that. You can't just assume that you know what you're doing, because like I said last time, it'd be exactly the same. It'd be exactly the same as me making a French movie. I would think I did it right, but I didn't do it right.
Oh, this is a great scene. I love the sort of cut scene of Mia like bashing the dog with the hammer.
Man, it must be so different too. Like, this is a pretty good cabin. They got a pretty good little cabin set, but just even that difference of like that this is a cabin set that they made as opposed to that fucking cabin in the original that really was just, that was a real place. They found that place in the woods and it had no heat and no anything. And it was just like total trash. I love too how fast things escalate. Like, already at this point,
Look at that. That's so awesome.
Yeah, just the fucking under the boiling water, and like it's already too late for this chick, and it's only gonna get way worse. Like,
She's so fucked. I love it.
so yeah, this happened in the original too, right? There was like some reason they couldn't escape. It was the same thing.
It was the bridge. The bridge was all fucking clawed up like a hand.
So how? So I wonder, you could do like the fucking math of the science of Evil Dead demons. Like, I wonder how much space around the cabin this thing can control.
Like what the scope is.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's I wonder if it's like contained within the person or the area.
Oh yeah, like if they would go on a road trip, if they could get out of here, and just like
Yeah, like if they managed to get out, like
bring the book and bring all the demons with them and just go across America. Yeah, so the basic idea of Cabin in the Woods is it's the same type of thing, but it's like they're in the cabin, and like when they try to escape, they can't escape, but it's because like this government agency is watching them and is making sure they don't escape, and is making sure all the horror movie stuff happens, basically because there are demons in the earth that you need to sacrifice people to them. So basically horror movies are rituals to keep the demons away, type of thing. So it's just kind of a neat way to explain horror movies, in like a more logical way.
I loved when they show the shot of the river being washed out, or the bridge being washed out, and the guy's looking back at Mia, who's foaming at the mouth in the car, like leaned over, just exhausted, and blisters all over her face, and then she just has this small crooked little smile, like the demon saying like, "Fuck you, buddy."
Yeah, so that is one thing too. If this was a real situation, it keeps getting more and more like absurd. The idea that we're gonna save these people, or that we're gonna turn the situation around. I really wonder how long it would take. Like, it takes so little in real life for things to seem off, that I think, I would just immediately just jump ship. I'd be like, nope, there's something happening. There's demons and shit. Fuck this.
Like, this is the point now where things just start going a mile a minute.
The classic boomstick.
Oh no, bro.
I love too. So those first person scenes of just whatever it is, just demonic energy or whatever going through the woods. I love too that the way they did that back in the day was they just put the camera on like a piece of plywood and just ran through the woods. It's like so. But yeah, there's something too kind of
Oh, the change in the eyes was done really well.
yeah, and here it begins. Just get ready. There's 100,000 more gallons of that coming. There's fucking blood in the face. But there is something just satisfying about the Evil Dead formula of like, yeah, there's always one person who lives at the end, but basically it is just like that's almost a token.
Just look at that chunks and everything all over. It's so great. I don't know. This is a remake, but I don't like to call it a remake. I really do think it's its own thing.
Yeah, I mean, if they had called it like Evil Dead 3, I think that would have been fine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird too. So I saw Evil Dead 2, and
I saw it with you, actually.
just rented it for whatever from I think it was from that convenience store. Not the not Log Home, but that other little weird convenience store. Yeah, but now I got to edit that. Don't say that.
That's what we called it back in the day. I didn't know it was a bad thing,
Yeah, but it's hard to edit commentary, so but
We get that one in Misery the same day.
yeah, and that ending, yeah, like that ending of Evil Dead 2 where he goes into medieval past or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I remember it was one of the first times I remember being really let down by the end of a movie, where I'm just like, what the fuck kind of ending is that? Like, I don't know how old I was, like 12 or something, but I just knew, like, that's bullshit. Like, that's not an ending. And then, yeah, it was quite a while later that I finally saw Army of Darkness, and it all like clicked, or I'm like, oh fuck, like, because that's actually weird too, because like you wouldn't know in the pre-internet era that Army of Darkness had anything to do with Evil Dead, so it was so cool to put it in, and I'm just like, fuck, that's that movie that had that stupid ending that didn't make any sense, and now it makes sense. But I always thought it was kind of weird with Evil Dead 2, where it was always kind of, especially once I got that job at the comic shop and I was talking to a lot of nerds all day, the consensus is kind of that Evil Dead 2 was the best one. But I think it's actually my least favorite one, because it's kind of just stuck between two worlds of, like, the original is the super crazy gore one, and Army of Darkness...
So good, man.
just pissing herself. And Army of Darkness is the silly comedy one. And Evil Dead is just kind of... Evil Dead 2 is just in the middle. It's like, it's kind of scary and it's kind of funny, but it just kind of...
Yeah, my least favorite is Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, Army of Darkness, it was my favorite for ages, but it's kind of... It gets sort of overplayed now. I don't know.
I think it's just because it's so very much a comedy movie, like...
Yeah, and man, its special effects do not hold up. They look so bad. But as a comedy, I mean, it does have some classic shit of just primitive screwheads. Like, he just has so much disdain for this. He's just like, fuck you guys. That is, I guess, that's the one thing that this movie's kind of lacking, is that Bruce Campbell really is just, like, so memorable and just, like, such a magnetic person, where I don't feel like that at all about anybody in this movie. I mean, like, as you're saying, you like the main chick, she doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. She's just some chick. Like, I feel like you could replace anybody in this movie and it would be fine.
Really?
Yeah, none of them stand out to me at all. Just generic meat to be killed.
You'll have to download, like, some sort of beep sound to edit out that word.
Oh, I got beeps. I got all kinds of beeps.
In a way, that'll add a touch of class, in my opinion.
Yeah, what was it we were gonna do back in the day? It was zombie moans, right? I'll put in a zombie moan. Yeah, because that was our idea for how to edit stuff, but we just never bothered. We just didn't censor anything that we said.
Oh, this is so good, too.
Oh, yeah, I love that. That's fucking great. So, yeah, again, like, obviously, that's CG. There's definitely... But it's, like, good use of CG. And then he slips on the cheek that she cut out of her own face. Like,
I think it's her tongue, isn't it?
that's maybe. I don't know. I thought it was, like, her cheek skin, but it could be either. But, yeah, see, like, that's what I like about this movie is this movie really does crack me up. I really do think it's funny. But not in like a ha-ha way, in like a this is fucking insane way, you know?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, yeah, that's great. Like, that's what I love the most, I think, about this movie is, oh, yeah, head into the fucking, into the toilet, is... It's like, it's ridiculous. The shit that's happening in this movie is it's fucking retarded. but they're taking it seriously. He has to pull the needle out of his own face. So good.
The thing is, this guy deserves every bit of the shit that he's getting.
Yeah, this is all his fault.
Fucking asshole.
Don't read Books of the Dead out loud. And yeah, like, it's an extra kick in the dick. Oh yeah, bash that head. But yeah, that he had to get out his bolt cutters and fucking fight his way into reading that book.
And then, all the warnings, and he still read it all, like, and went out of his way to, like, decode stuff. Like, you fucking scumbag.
That is one thing. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have worked in this movie. It's better that they...
Oh, so good.
Like, it's better that they aren't meta about it, but it is a little weird sometimes in horror movies when they don't know about horror movies. Like in zombie movies when they refuse to say the word zombie. And just that he'd never heard of a Book of the Dead. He doesn't know that you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to read this shit. But in a way, too, like, that's what I like about this movie. Is like, this movie isn't really like a meta movie. It's not like winking at you. It's kind of taking it serious, even though it's insane. At least, though, I'll give him credit for that. He's not trying to pretend that, like, oh, all our friends are going to be okay. It's still them inside. We can bring them back. He's just like, no fucking way, man. Like, I'm not sorry at all that I bashed her head in. That chick is gone. Whatever was there is gone, and she's a demon. And fuck it, I'd do it again. I'm going to do it right now. Like,
It would have been funnier if he, I've explained all this stuff. I did something bad. I read this book, so let something evil out. As soon as he was finished, the other guy just started punching him in his face, like, "You stupid fucking cocksucker."
yeah, because he's the most bland. The brother, he's just nothing. That dude is like, he just kind of is vaguely shocked, is like his one fucking expression through this whole movie.
You should have grabbed that guy's fucking dick and just pinched it real hard. Like, that's what you get.
That is one thing I always wonder about horror movies is, I was thinking that a lot too with like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and I guess I think about it a lot in movies, is like, I wonder how accurate people's behavior really is. Like, if shit was going down, would people actually act like they do in a horror movie?
I don't know. I mean, it's really situational, right? Like, you never know how someone's going to react. Some people react really well under pressure, and other people don't.
Yeah, like my presumption is that there'd be a lot more, I don't know, a lot more hysteria and stuff, but I guess that can only last so long, right? You just hyperventilate for a while and then you wear yourself out. Like, you can't just be screaming all the time. But I don't know, that'd be like, if I ever do become a serial killer, that's going to be why. I just want to see how people will react, you know? But I think my career as a serial killer would be really short because I don't want to like tie someone up and torture them, because I feel like that's too predictable. Like, yeah, I know what they're gonna do.
This chick is a dumb fucking broad.
Going down into the basement after the demon lady. But yeah, if you were chasing somebody, like that's what I'm more interested in. Is like, yeah, if someone is free to act but they're scared for their life, like how would they act?
I think again it would be very situational. Like, is the person who's affected someone you care about? Are you the sort of person that gives a shit about someone who you don't know? Like,
yeah, I guess if you're only concerned about your own survival, you'd act a lot different than if you're invested in the situation. But I wonder too, because it is so much of like, I mean, just bad writing in general. A lot of it just comes from that.
so good.
Take
That's
that.
rarely done well.
So yeah, the chick just got pulled down into the basement. Which, I mean, who could have seen that coming when she went down into the basement? But yeah, like I find like that's one of the easiest ways for like writing to be bad is just when people aren't really writing about their own experience or their own thoughts about what would happen, but they're just aping something they saw someone else write, and it's just like an echo of an echo. And horror movies at this point, like that's where I wonder, are we really writing about how people behave anymore, or are we just writing based on other horror movies that we've seen? But I don't know, because yeah, until I go kill some people, I mean, who am I to say?
I like how you say "until I go kill some people."
Yeah, well, you know,
Like, it's definitely a certainty.
it's for the good of the culture, you know? If you write a really amazing story, it could last for hundreds of years. People could remember it. And if, you know, if to write that story, you got to kill some people, then, you know, what can you do? They'll thank me in the long run.
This was another thing I really dug.
Oh yeah, I do remember this scene. That was like the one scene from this movie that was pretty famous. Is her licking the X-Acto knife and just cutting her own tongue in half. That's good stuff. Yeah, this movie's fucking wicked, man. That's fucking nuts. Like, who the fuck would do that? And she's just blood pouring from her face now.
And here you go. Nice sloppy French kiss.
It's weird that they just had a quick shot of like her shoe. It looked like the start of the Smells Like Teen Spirit video.
Well, that guy just opened the door and caught his girlfriend Frenching with his sister.
And there's his same expression. Like, everyone else to me is a little average, but he's downright bad. He sucks. Look at him. Try to learn how to act, you fuck. Let's see if he has one other expression for the rest of this
Oh
movie.
man, this movie's so great. Your little sister's being raped in hell, like fuck.
I like too these shots of like him chaining up and stuff. Like, it still has that flavor a little bit of the original Evil Dead, of just those Sam Raimi shots, like that Sam Raimi always does, where it's just like quick cuts to weird angles and crazy shit happening. But yeah, that's what I like respect a lot about this movie, is like there's kind of nothing worse than a boring horror movie, but it happens a lot, you know, because people just get into the pattern and they're just like, well, here's what we're supposed to do. And yeah, this movie is not a boring horror movie. It fucking keeps shit going.
No, there is nothing boring about this movie.
Oh, there's his same expression, but now through some flames. Can't burn the book.
Look at you fucking slop-eyed fuck.
Yeah, he's surprisingly fucked up looking. Because he actually got through, considering how insane his little fight scene was in the bathroom there. He got through it pretty good. He only got stabbed once, really, and the needle in the face.
Yeah, but that one fucking stab wound was a crazy looking and well done stab wound. Like, you bought that was an actual cut.
Yeah, that's one thing too that's rough about old movies. Like, I don't remember which movie it is, but it was like a pretty famous scene where it's like a jagged piece of wood that stabs into somebody's eye.
Oh, Zombie 2?
Maybe. It was around that time, though, one of those old movies. But it's one of those things that, like, the idea is so gross. And right up until the moment it happens, it's so gross. And then as soon as it does, it's like Terminator 1 effects. It just looks like shit. And it's like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's an Italian movie. Because I have a couple of movies from that sort of series. This company, Blue Underground, once in a while releases like these 3-disc deals, and one of the discs is a CD of the soundtrack. It's pretty great.
Nice.
So I've got like The New York Ripper and Maniac.
There's something so gross, too, about people just dealing with their wounds. You know? So this chick is just trying to squeeze the demon out of this fucking bite wound she has in her hand.
Speaking of wounds, totally off topic. Remember last week and I told you I kicked this stupid fucking ottoman and lifted up my tonail? It finally came off last night.
Oh, man.
And it was like the whole thing was lifted off except for the end, one of the edges. It was like firmly rooted, so I was like, fuck, so I had to cut it. And
Oh, I thought you were saying you were going to yank it off.
no, because that would have just tore it up and made the nail grow and fucked up.
Yeah, toenail shit is awful. That happened to me once where it's mostly okay now.
Notice my Hello Kitty Band-Aid?
Yeah, it's very nice. But yeah, I dropped a big like brick on one of my toes when I was a kid, and yeah, my toenail came off and then it grew in weird, and it's just like, man, toenail shit is just brutal. That'd be weird to do a horror movie. Like, I really think if you did it right, it could just be like fucking paper cuts.
Oh, I love this. Like how the hand gets all necrotic and fucked up.
Just go with it, man. Turn into this kid. You're a demon now. Just enjoy it. It's already too late.
Uh-oh. That brother's such a useless character.
Yeah, he sucks.
He dies, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure only...
Mia.
Yeah, I think she's the only one who makes it.
Which is stupid because she's the most affected.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's one thing, too, that I kind of like, where I like the setup of this movie, of, like, the going to the cabin to try to detox or whatever. And then, if you wanted to, you could be like, oh, I guess that's
so good.
That's, like, the metaphor of this movie, I guess, is her battling the demons, is, like, her battling drugs or blah, blah, blah. Like, you could look at it that way if you wanted to, but I don't want to, so I don't. Like, fuck that. Although you never know, maybe being a recent junkie helps her battle the demons. See, this is another thing I wonder about. I'm gonna have to do in my serial killer fucking experiments. Is cutting off limbs. seems way easier in movies than it probably is in real life. Like that's really not that robust of a knife. I don't know. Is that really enough to cut off your whole arm with? Oh, look at how much blood is spraying on her. I love that. That's so awesome. And she fucked up the power with her fucking.
See, she really was a dumb coos.
She fucked up. I respect that though, just as a her arms just hanging off. That's so fucking awesome. I wish I had seen this movie in the theater. That would have been awesome.
Agreed.
Because just to hear a whole like crowd of people just go like bah, like, would have been so good. It's weird too, because like as far as just gross out movies go, like I love this one because it's like a roller coaster ride, you know. It's insane, but it's, you know, it's demons and shit. Because I was thinking the last time I saw a really gory movie in the theater was Green Room, which a lot of people really like, but I really didn't like it because it was also really gross, but it was supposed to be dead serious. Of like, we're just at this weird white supremacist camp and they trap us in, and just like, I just don't believe this whole situation. And now you're just cutting people's bellies open and stuff. It just felt like unearned, of like, there's no reason for this movie to be this violent. Whereas this movie, Evil Dead, there's every reason in the world for this movie to be this violent. It's fucking demons in a demon book.
And nothing actually, like, all the violence in this movie, as crazy as it is, I don't feel like it's at all gratuitous.
Yeah, in a weird way.
Like, it serves, it's that's the purpose of this movie, is to have that.
Yeah, it would almost be like a weird cop-out if it didn't. You know? And like, what better way to demonstrate the power of the evil than like this shit that it's making people do and the stuff that's happening to them.
I love it when I think it's the blonde girl who we think is dumb gets a hold of I think it's her that gets a hold of the nail gun and shoots that guy in the face a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks so awesome. And then he comes back to life. Like, this movie's just fucking gold. Like, you can feel the urgency, you can feel the need for them to get out of there. You also see that they feel that it's like hopeless, like.
And yeah, like as I've brought up many times in this podcast, I'm always a fan of movies that get in and get out, especially horror movies. And yeah, we're like an hour in and we're already on the we're on the slip and slide to the end. You know, yeah, I think this is like, it's a little over, because I remember one of the dumb little trivias was
Here it is
that this is technically the longest Evil Dead movie, but it's still like 95 minutes or something. And that's perfect for a movie like this. Yeah, she's already fucking nailed her own face. Just shoot a bunch of nails into his arm. Do nail guns really have that kind of force that you can just send a nail across the room? Man.
Well, think about it, man. It's forcing a nail through any thickness of wood.
I love that too, just the use of just stuff that's around the place, you know, like that would actually be there. Man, she got fucked up fast. Finally, bro. Took you long enough. The chick shot like fucking 50 nails into that dude.
Yeah, well, again, he deserved it.
Yeah. Oh, now he's got to pull it out.
Like, he's the only one, in my opinion, that deserves all the shit that's happening to him.
Yeah, he went out of his way. Far out of his way. So yeah, and the lesson we learn from this is the same as the same thing happened in the Walking Dead video game, where the dude is infected with zombieism, and in this case she's infected with demonism, and in both cases cutting off the arm doesn't work, because you can do it in that video game too. You can cut off your arm and it doesn't buy you time, you still turn into a zombie. So So yeah, just let it happen, I guess, is the lesson here. Only cut off your own limbs if you want to for fun, because it's not going to help.
Oh, that was a good scene too. Oh,
Nice. Yeah, and again, this the crowbar, like it's so great that it's all stuff that is around, like would be in this cabin.
no, fuck, I'm sorry. Like, this guy's obviously a moron. She's already fucking shot herself in the head with that thing.
Yeah, you're late to the party on shooting nails.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think after you get your hand cut off by the demon, I think you're pretty much dead at that point.
Oh, what? I don't remember that.
He's, I guess, the closest to Ash, right? Now that I see him with his boomstick, he's kind of dressed like Ash was dressed, but yeah, he's certainly the opposite of Ash. Not charismatic in the slightest. Man, say Ash is missing the one arm, missing the hand. Oh yeah, and then this is the classic, like then the demon lets the fucking original personality come through a little bit. Some classic Exorcist shit.
My face hurts. Pull out your wiener, I'll suck your cock off.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever made the Evil Dead Triple X parody. Probably for good reason.
Use the nails that are in my head as leverage.
Yeah, I like to. I'm glad this movie doesn't have, especially talking about the Diablo Cody rewrite and stuff. Like, I'm glad this movie doesn't have any one-liners or any, like, it worked out with Bruce Campbell, groovy and shit, you know, like he managed to make some of that shit work. But in this movie, like if he was like nailed her, you know, it would be the worst thing in the world. Unless he said it while weeping hysterically. He's just like, I nailed her. Then that might be funny. So, yeah, who's still alive? So, Brother's still doing fine. He's barely been touched. Nerd Boy is still alive, but not for long. He's not doing so good. And Sister is all demoned up in the basement.
In Henrietta's basement.
Yeah, apparently in the original, too, that cabin didn't have a basement. Like, they filmed the basement shit in Sam Raimi's, like, parents' basement. Like, just some sweet filmmaking tricks that they pulled that shit off.
Interesting. Like, if I were in charge of some movie studio and I saw this come out of someone like Fede Alvarez, I'd be like, you can go ahead and keep making movies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Here's a blank check, buddy. Just do it.
yeah, like, so long as they're of the same caliber, like...
That would definitely be one of my little, like, if I somehow won the lottery, which obviously can't happen because I've never bought a lotto ticket, so that's my first problem. But yeah, I would love to, I wouldn't give anybody a lot of money, you know? Like, I wouldn't give anybody, like, oh, here's fucking $50 million, please don't fuck it up. But I would give people little bits of money. Because, like, if you're, like, a motivated filmmaker and I give you $1 million, you could do it. You know, you could do great shit. And that would be awesome. I would love to, like, find people and just, like, here, go make a movie. Go make Daddy proud.
Fucking gross. That daddy thing is so gross. Come to daddy.
So yeah, at least I like at this point that Brother, he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna fucking light the cabin on fire. He's like, no, idiot, come on, what are you doing? Your sister's clearly a demon.
Classic trope. Knows he should, but doesn't.
Was that shot of a chainsaw just a little nod to the old movies? He never uses the chainsaw, does he?
No, Mia does.
Man, yeah, this movie just looks good too. Looks real good.
I definitely think Raimi and Campbell made a great decision in producing this.
I actually haven't kept up at all with Sam Raimi in a long time. Like, what was that movie? Drag Me to Hell? Did you watch that?
Yeah, it sucked.
Fair enough. Because I remember that was like people were saying it was like a little bit of like a return to his old roots, but I never watched it.
I did give it a fair shot, but I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, it really seems like ever since Spider-Man 3, it just kind of evaporated. No,
I guess he's making a new horror movie though. This is what I've read recently.
How involved was he with that Ash versus Evil Dead show?
I'm not certain.
Yeah, I'm not certain either.
I have the 3 seasons of it.
But yeah, definitely at this point though, it's definitely like two paths in the woods. Like this is like the serious path, and Ash versus Evil Dead is the goofball path. You know, they're really like not even at all the same thing.
But the horror and the gore, from what I've seen, what little bit I have seen of Ash vs. the Evil Dead, is really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first season, but that doesn't really stick out to me. I just remember Bruce Campbell's goofy one-liners. I don't really remember much else.
That's Bruce Campbell, though, right? Like,
I wonder too, like, so that, like, because at this point, if I was the brother, I'd just be worrying about my own ass. I would just try to get out of here. But yeah, even just like that river that they couldn't pass. Like, just the other day, I was at some weird place out in Scarborough where it's like this little undeveloped thing. Anyway, there was like a stream in the way that I couldn't get by, but it was a really warm day. So I was like, fuck it, let's just Huck Finn this shit. I like took off my socks, took off my shoes, rolled up my pants, and just like waded across. And man, it was cold as shit. But even just this little stream that only came up to like mid shin or whatever, I was surprised how hard it was to walk across it. Like you can feel the pull of the water and shit. So yeah, I guess this guy's got no point or no choice, is what I was gonna say, except to face down the demons because fucking yeah, there's no escape.
I love the shots of where his arm is getting slashed with the razor blade, because like it actually looks like someone getting cut with a razor blade.
Nerd boy to the rescue.
Yeah, but he's 10 seconds to fucked anyway.
Yeah, he's so fucked. I still got that like nail sticking out of him and shit. That's awesome. Yeah, they did a great job with all the effects and stuff in this movie. So yeah, what is his plan here? What is he injecting her with?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't even remember the
Sedative, I think.
fucking subplot.
David, you're so fucked.
It's a real downer death when he could have been disemboweled or something. It's pretty lame to just die in your friend's arms.
Yeah, I don't really remember from like this part.
Yeah, it's weird. I have this like weird little blank in my brain too, where like the next thing I remember is the raining blood outside and the
Right.
battle by the car and stuff. Like, what is all this shit? I forgot about this whole weirdness. It's weird that this part we both just blanked out on. I mean, I guess it's because, yeah, temporarily Brother has become the main character and he really is just a vacuum of nothingness.
He is just a generic looking douchebag, really. I don't understand the point of putting on that red dress, though.
Yeah, I always used to wonder that about acting. Like, how hard is it to be an actor? But it's probably tougher than I think it is, because it is one of those, like, a picture tells 1,000 words type of things, where, like people can emote a lot from their expressions, like really good actors, like you can just, it's like you feel like you know the character's whole history just from their face, you know. But then you get a guy like him where that doesn't happen. And it's like, I don't see anything here. I know I'm getting no information from your face. It's like I have face blindness for that one guy. It is a nice little swerve, though, because it really does seem very much like he's the main character and he's going to be the one to survive, especially given the original, you know, where that Ash lived. I guess that's another reason why they couldn't have named the girl Ash. It would be too much of a telegraph of who's going to get out of this at the end.
I think so, yeah. I really do think it works so well as its own thing, and the difference between the two is very clear, you know? Like, it's not...
Yeah. Oh, and that's another good another thing I can give this movie credit for, is because it's so easy to just sit back and armchair quarterback and like, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. So it's nice to watch a movie where it's like their idea was better than mine, because I'm like, oh, well, why don't you call her Ash? And then I think about it and I'm like, oh yeah, because yeah, of course not. You know. So yeah, he's burying his sister. Once again, the classic demon thing of like, I actually like this though. This was a good little speech about just like, because as far as like a demon trying to psych you out, the other ones didn't really do much. She's actually kind of hitting close to home of just like, oh yeah, you couldn't save our mom, right? When she went all crazy. Now you can't save me. You just fucking suck. You suck at everything. He's like, fuck you. No, I don't. You know, I do not suck at everything. You suck at everything. I'm a good actor. Fuck you.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Fede Alvarez likes me. But he's buried her, and the flame on the tree went out.
He kind of looks like a 10-cent adult Harry Potter.
He does, yeah. Trying to think of a pun name for Daniel Radcliffe that involves the word retard, but I can't think of one. But you know where I'm going.
Daniel Retard Cliff?
Just Daniel Retard. Let's just say that. Yeah. Just straight up Daniel Retard.
I think it's funny the pause I took to kind of think of that.
So yeah, like what is this device he's got? So he's got some needles with whatever tranquilizers or something. I guess I'm a little curious about this.
It's like a makeshift AED.
Yeah, I should have been paying a little more attention because he's got it attached to a fucking battery. This is like Pulp Fiction from hell. Like what the fuck is he doing right now?
Well, what he's trying to do is jumpstart her heart, and the way he's doing that is the metal from the syringes is hooked up to power.
Oh, okay. So it's like whatever's in the syringe doesn't matter.
Right.
That makes more sense. Yes, this is like his little defibrillator machine or whatever.
And the only reason I know that is because I have defibrillator training. So,
oh, well, cool.
If you ever die and there's a defibrillator around, I can help you.
Sweet.
If you ever die and there's not, well, then I can't help you.
Do you know CPR? If I start choking, can you kiss me?
I don't think kissing is how it works.
I mean, you wouldn't even try it?
Well, maybe, a little bit. But yes, I do have CPR.
I wonder too, yeah, like wonder what the logistics of this are exactly of like, yeah, because obviously they can, the demonism, the demonomania can kind of, it seems like it can go away just to fuck with people. Like, oh, look, I'm me again, and now I'm a demon again.
So he thinks she's dead. She's not dead. And then the second crazy nerd guy is going to fuck his shit up. If I remember correctly.
Man, that's one thing. There's so much, it's like the classic shot in horror movies where you can't see what's happening behind somebody, you know, and there's like a million jump scares based on that. But have you ever been in one of those 360 like educational movies or whatever, where it's like a whole 360 panorama of like, here's what the frontier was like or whatever?
No.
It was like, I haven't seen one in a while. When I was a kid, I went to a couple, and that would be a weird horror movie to go to, like a 360 degree movie, so you could look around at everything happening.
I'd like a VR horror movie.
Yeah, I guess they would just do it VR now. Man, so Silent Hill 7, I only played the demo, but that's what it is basically. It's like VR horror, and it was pretty fucking great. Of just like you're just sitting and this like in this creepy old kitchen and just crazy shit happens. It was cool. Yeah, like this would be the kind of VR like you'd just shit your pants if they made Evil Dead VR. Like it would be insane. Yeah, it's weird now that like now that we're doing a commentary, and I guess maybe I'm like so yeah, Nerd came back as Demon Nerd. Demon Nerd
and fucked his shit up real quick.
Just fucking stabbed him in the neck. But yeah,
with pliers of all things.
I really am kind of curious now though about the logistics of this, because I had forgotten that she turned that demony and then somehow turned back. And yeah, I don't know, I should have looked into this a little more of like, how the fuck do they explain this? But it just didn't seem to matter when I first watched this movie because everything was just so nuts. I'm just like, this is awesome. But she did make quite a miraculous recovery. That is a little strange.
Well, he followed the instructions in the book, and that's how he brought her back. He buried her, like he buried her, and then the flame in the tree went out, and...
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. It's an insane, evil book.
And then he brought her back to life. He basically buried her alive, brought her back to life, and...
But yeah, I love, too, just that, the way that the weapons are all just shit that was in the cabin. There's this like space horror game called Dead Space where they did that, where it's like you're on a mining ship, so all the weapons are like buzzsaw guns and like mining equipment. And yeah, I just love that kind of thing, that you just like use whatever's around.
Oh.
Classic shotgun to the fucking to the gas can. Boomstick action.
No, that was super rad.
Man, like, yeah, I just feel like I would have had such a hard time making a remake of this because there's so much temptation. Like, how do you not even say the word boomstick, But that would just be bad. It would be bad. I would have made bad choices if I was the one who remade this.
I think the casting for this was pretty good, too, because, I mean, every character seemed to serve their purpose very well.
I mean, I'll say what I do like about the casting is that I don't know who anybody is, because I don't like when they ham fist somebody in just because they're a little bit known. Mm-hmm. To me, it is way more interesting to pick a bunch of unknown people and like make them known. And it's always tough too, like when you see somebody you recognize, like in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, I don't remember even know why I know the guy, but like the first dude who gets killed, like the boyfriend, and I'm just like, I know him from like something, from Varsity Blues or some shit, I don't know. And it's just always distracting. Or even Jessica Biel, as hot as she is, like just knowing these people, it's just hard to ignore who they are.
The main boyfriend with the dark hair, I recognized him from some other stuff too.
Yeah, and it's like I don't remember why I know him, I just know him. So it's nice to not know anybody.
Like Jessica Biel's boyfriend in the movie.
Yeah. And Jessica Biel too. And like, I guess, this chick has become known, but I don't think she really was when this came out.
And of course, Arlie Ermy, in Texas Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, although that one was good. That one worked for me. That's like a good use of somebody that you know. But yeah, that's one thing, like, I don't think I really gave this movie as much credit for when I first watched it as I'm realizing now, is like it really does a good job of not letting you know who's gonna make it. Because again, if there was like a famous person or anything like that, you'd be like, oh well, that's obviously the person.
I like a movie though, a good horror movie where no one comes out alive or the bad guy wins.
That's definitely mostly especially a movie like this that's just insane, like that it's all just crazy. Like yeah, I don't think anybody necessarily needs to make it out. I agree.
That was one of the reasons why House of Thousand Corpses changed studios so much, and, was because the studio was so pissed that the bad guys won.
Right? Yeah, and I guess it depends too of like, if it's like if it's a heavy like message movie or some kind of real metaphor type movie, then I guess somebody should live, because if your message is just like you can't ever prevail and you're just fucked in life, then that's kind of weird. But if it's just literally just a straight up horror movie where it's just try to survive, then yeah, I don't think you need to survive necessarily. I'd kind of prefer if you didn't.
So there was a shotgun and there is a chainsaw, but they're not abused in the same ways as the originals.
Yeah. Man, that always makes me think of that old video game Maniac Mansion. There was a chainsaw in the mansion, but you could never find gas for the chainsaw. So then in the next game they made, it was called Zack McCracken. There was chainsaw gas, but no chainsaw. It's like, you fucking assholes. Like, come on. Yeah, and I think they just knocked off the shelf like a power saw that never got used. But yeah, this is like, I do really like that they just kind of, like, it kind of makes sense that this cabin is like kind of well stocked with, it's got the shotgun, it's got the different tools. Because yeah, the cabin in the first one was like, what the fuck even is this? This cabin sucks.
That machete dragging across the knee like that.
Yeah. Man, did I tell you too? I can't remember if I brought this up in one of the commentaries. I might have. But I always think this about fake blood, that it's always so hard to, again, like we've just never seen it rain blood in real life. Who knows what it would really be like or what the consistency would be like? Because I always think of Mick Foley, the wrestler, where he said because he was, did a lot of deathmatch wrestling in the 90s and stuff, that he said it's weird with blood because it just depends on how hydrated you are and where the cut is, and just a lot of factors, that he's had times when he's bleeding and it looks fake. Like it looks like Kool-Aid in water. Like, yeah. And then sometimes it's really thick and jelly, and sometimes it's like water, and you can never tell like what blood is really going to be like. But this is some fine blood. Like, I just love how nuts this is. That it's literally raining blood now. Fuck you, bitch. Wow. Chainsaw that leg off, motherfucker.
That brings new meaning to the word hamstringing someone.
And the demon flipping the car. Man. Oh, that's great, too. Just like, so she just got her hand trapped under the flipped car. Fuck.
Oh, this scene's so great because when she's pulling, you see all the different tendons and sinew.
Child's Play 2 style. Yeah. He's pulling his hand off.
You love that Child's Play 2 fucking hand scene.
Yeah, I've never forgotten it. It's one of my favorite all-time scenes. We've all been in this situation, right? One hand trapped under a car, demon crawling at you, can't quite reach the chainsaw while it rains blood all over you.
Oh.
That was, I guess, that's the closest this movie has to its one-liner, where she's like, I've had enough of this shit. She probably didn't need to say that. Oh, that's so fucking gross. That's so awesome. And that's a quick close-up of the stump spurting blood. Man, that's a good look too, of like the cabin on fire and the blood rain at the same time.
Is it still raining? It doesn't. I don't think it's still raining, or maybe it's just not raining blood.
Yeah, or it's slowing down.
Right through the fucking face. Like she just throat fucked her own demon with a chainsaw.
Ah, that is just good shit. Man, that's good. Ah, just cutting her right in half. Man. Yeah, she kind of earned it. She kind of deserves... Ah, there you go. The body cut in half, but the eyes are still twitching. Holy shit. I think she did...
enveloping her.
She kind of earned her survival in this movie. Like, that's good shit.
Oh, so good. I don't remember. We don't see any more of the brother. I think he's toast.
Yeah, I think that's it. So she made it with no hand. Everyone else is dead. Not too bad, all things considered. Pretty good price to pay to survive this shit.
So this was a miserable seeming weekend.
Yeah. I don't remember what the initial setup was, like who owned the cabin or whatever, but
It was their families, because when she first walked in, she said that her mother would have hated seeing the cabin in that condition.
yeah.
You need a tourniquet, bitch.
Yeah, for real. Or just fucking attach that chainsaw to your hand. Live your life as a chainsaw lady. So, now that the beautiful morning sun rays, I wonder if the sun came because she vanquished the evil, or if she just made it to sunrise. I assume it would have just stayed night forever until she dealt with this shit. And the book closes itself. Evil Dead. Blah, blah, blah. Man, that's a fine fucking film.
Agreed.
That's even actually shorter than I thought it was, because like obviously we're still got credits to go, but we haven't even hit 90 minutes on our recorder. So yeah, it's a wham bam thank you ma'am of a fucking film. Like, let's just get in and get out and fuck shit up. Apparently too, I didn't actually watch these credits when I first saw it. There's like a Bruce Campbell cameo at the end.
Yeah, there is. All he does is say groovy or something like that.
Yeah, just again, it's like, yeah, whatever, sure, I guess. Some fan service, why not? So yeah, I guess I got a couple other things on the docket first, but I think I'm officially, even though I've only seen this one movie, I gotta say I'm officially a fan of this guy, so I gotta go get Don't Breathe and watch that shit.
It is a quality movie. Like, I really do enjoy it an awful lot. I know you well enough. I think you'll enjoy it too.
And yeah, I think it's, I mean, it would have been cool if they made some more of these, but it's not so bad that they didn't, because that never really seems to work out. You know, like quite a few, like we said in a remakes episode, quite a few of these remakes are actually pretty good, but the sequels to the remakes are not generally good. That doesn't work out so well. So yeah, maybe it's kind of good that they just did this, big blast right to the face, big fucking punch right to your balls, and then that's fine. Just stop right there.
I like all the blood in these credits.
Yeah. Yeah, like that is what I just respect the amount of fucking blood in this. It's great. It's like, let's do it. Let's just go all out. Cuz yeah, it is so weird. I mean, the whole demon thing, it's so much more just a weird conceptual fucking thing than it is reality. So why not? We have the technology. Let's just go nuts. So, there's our commentary track for The Evil Dead. Not quite as informative as it could have been. It's just plot-wise, is like, but I guess I guess we did all right. We figured it out pretty good. If like, yeah, it was in the book. It's said in the book. You bury her, you do some stuff. You fucking, yeah, it's fine. It's good enough. It's close enough.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy this movie, which is why I suggested it in the first place.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally watched it.
And I don't think it gets enough love, to be honest.
And it really is one of those things too that it's like a nice feeling where like a lot of times in a weird way I feel like it's almost like a job to watch movies. I'm like, all right, let's hope this isn't boring or whatever. And it's like one of the greatest compliments I can give a movie when it doesn't feel like that. Like at any time for, in the rest of my life, if I'm ever in a situation where someone's like, hey, let's watch Evil Dead, I'll just be like, yeah. Like, why wouldn't we? Like, why not? So I guess while these credits roll, let's just do our official wrap-up and wait to see Bruce Campbell to send us off. So we're the Prison Wallets Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Search for Prison Wallets, and we're in there. KeithCourage.com/prison is the website. Let me see. Our Twitter is Podcast Prison. Our Instagram is prison_wallets_pod. And I'm Keith McNally on Twitter. How about you, Ray?
I'm BoraHero77 on both Twitter and Instagram. If you want to do a name search for me on Twitter, you can look for Ray motherfucking Bourguignon, because I just changed that shit up today. Yeah, so again, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Like, subscribe, rate, and review. That shit goes a long way in helping us out.
Oh, this is the so now we got the voiceover from the original. This is the doctor guy, the professor reading about the Book of the Dead. Naturom Demento.
Book of the Dead.
So the Necronomicon, like, it's become such a famous thing, but where did it originate? Was it just one of the H.P. Lovecraft things?
I think so.
Because I'm pretty sure Sam Raimi didn't invent it, but I do feel like he kind of popularized it. Like whenever,
Yeah, he didn't coin the term, but he popularized it.
yeah, because anytime it pops up now, it's basically the Evil Dead version of the book is kind of what people go with. Yeah, that's kind of a pointless Bruce Campbell thing, but hey, I guess if you're going to sit through all the credits, why not? Why not give people a little sweet Bruce? But yeah, so there's Evil Dead, and join us next time for, well, we got other commentaries, but also just random episodes where we talk about movie type shit, and I guarantee you'll love it.
I guarantee that if you're listening to it, you'll hear it.
You know what? That's a safe guarantee. All right. Yeah, we don't have a sign-off phrase anymore. How about nail a demon in? Okay, well, let me pitch this to you before we go.
Okay.
So, well, I guess I'll just tell you, this is what I would do, and you just tell me how you feel about it. If I was in this same situation, Demon Girl showed up with, she'd nailed her own face. It's clear I'm going to die now. I'm the nerd guy. It's like, okay, this is it. This is the end. Just as like a fun way to die, I would try to rape that demon and see how well I could do before it killed me.
No.
You don't, you don't like that plan? Like, because I feel like it'd be hard to get an erection unless you had some weird fear erection. But if you could just get one pump, fuck it, you win. It's a moral victory. It's the only time when rape is a moral victory. All right, we better go.
And on that note, listen to our bullshit. Fuck off. Oh, man.
Another